Okay, you're on. You're on the camera. So welcome. And you're interviewing for a job as a nanny, right?
Yes.
So why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself and why you think you're best for this position?
Well, my dad's in the Marine Corps, so I've moved around a lot, throughout my life, and I have 2 younger siblings, and I've been a lot of help with them, with my mom, especially when my dad's deployed and whatnot, and my mom calls me their second mom, and my little brother, he called me best friend for the first 4 years of his life. He didn't even call me by my name. So
how many siblings did you say?
I mean, I have 4, but 2 younger ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. So one of the things about this job is we need people to be reliable, that we can count on them to do the work and be on time and do all the things that we hope that they would do. How do I know, or what can you tell me to tell me that you're a reliable person?
Well, I mean, I've been babysitting for many years. Especially this year around Westwood, I've babysat for several families, and I'm on time and
And those people would be able to vouch for you.
Yeah,
be able
definitely,
to,
yeah.
Okay.
And had
Excellent.
a good time with their kids. And
So, as with any job, sometimes you're faced with kind of dealing with a conflict or solving a problem. Can you tell me about a time you had to problem solve and how you went about doing that?
Well, I'm definitely pretty adaptable, and just times when watching my brother and sister, in particular, my mom couldn't be home or at the time she had said, and I had to go to dance, and so nor and Aiden were home, and I had to figure out how to work our schedules together. So I just called the neighbor and had them come over and watch them for an hour or 2 until my mom got home, so I could go to dance and just make everything work.
And so, in doing that, how did you arrive at those solutions? What did you do to get to the point where you're like, all right, here's the problem and here's the solution? What was your thinking in going into that?
Step back and look at, okay, what needs to be done and how much time do I have and what are my resources here? And
excellent. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
This is an interesting question. So name a book or a movie you would take with you if you were going to be banished to the desert.
Banished to the desert.
For an extended time.
Well, I have the whole set of the Narnia Chronicles.
I guess that would be okay. A whole set of books, I suppose.
Does that count?
I suppose it would count.
Bound.
Yes, right. Okay, all right. So what do you like most about the Narnia Chronicles?
I don't know. I read them all when I was little, and I love the adventure and the fun in them, and how it's 4 siblings going on an adventure together in a magical land.
That's interesting. Can you tell me about some of your most recent goals and how you're either have achieved them or you plan to achieve them?
Well, this past spring, I was training for the World Championships for Irish dance.
Oh.
And I was on a team of 8, and we worked really hard, and we ended up winning. So.
Oh wow! Well,
yeah.
Congratulations. That's great. So, I mean, that could speak to your, just your actual skill at dance. But is there anything about that experience you can look back on that is translatable to a job?
I mean, it was definitely hard because, I was the newcomer this year, and most of the team had been together for a while. And it was hard at first to get all of us to mesh well together and be able to work as a team. And not everyone was in it with their heart at the beginning, and we had to sort of all just get our brains going together and stay motivated.
Okay.
Motivate each other and work as a team.
So anytime you enter a team, and you had this experience with the step dancing troupe, and you would with this nanny operation, you have to introduce yourself and put your best foot forward. What if I were to pull together, let's say, a biography of you or something that indicates your strengths? What would be in that?
My biggest strengths or anything?
Yeah.
Like I said before, I'm really adaptable, able to roll with the punches, and whatever problem is set in front of me, I can figure out how to overcome it and move on from there. Okay.
So in this job, more than a lot of jobs, parents are putting a huge amount of trust into you. So I have, if you were being hired for a carpenter's apprentice or some type of other job, there's an element of trust, but you're not being entrusted with these people's children.
Your
right?
prized possession.
Right, yes, exactly, right. So what is it about your character or the things you've done in your past that would allow me to assure our parent clients that you'd be trustworthy?
Well, first of all, obviously it's good to have fun with the kids and show them a good time and a safe time, and being able to set an example for them and lead them in decision making, and obviously keeping them in a safe and comfortable environment, and being able to make them like safe.
And those are experiences you've had with other families and other operations.
Yeah.
You may be able to speak to those qualities on your behalf. Yeah. So we have a lot of applicants for this single position. Why should I hire you?
Well, first of all, I love being active with the kids and just being able to play in the yard, play games, play soccer, build forts inside. And recently, at one of the with one of the families I was babysitting for, there was 3 boys between the ages of 7 and 12, and we played life-size chess.
Oh my gosh!
We drew out a chessboard in the driveway.
So who came up with that idea?
It was actually one of the boys came up with
really?
it. And I thought it was a great idea. I was like, okay,
Yeah, that sounds like a
I guess
great
they had done it before.
Oh, okay.
So they kind of showed me what to do.
I don't know how to play chess. I would have been stuck.
Yeah,
Yes.
I haven't really played chess before, but I helped them like draw out the whole board in the driveway. It was ginormous, and then we grabbed a bunch of stuffed animals, and they were the game pieces.
Oh wow!
And so we used them.
Very cool.
And I actually haven't really played chess, so they were teaching me too, which is another great thing about this job, is that not only are you inspiring them, but they teach me some more than I would ever have thought.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's an excellent answer. Now, I looked at your resume, and I understand you do some work in school, linked in with a preschool. Can you tell me about that?
I guess you could say intern with the Clapper Tree Nursery School, and I go during my school day, during 2 free blocks, and I get to work with them.
So what do you, I imagine that's because you have some interest in it, so what's been your most interesting like takeaway experience from that?
They're so young. I mean, they're 4 and 5, but it's amazing the things that they say and come up with that, like, they're so smart. They really are. And they're creative, and they're really thoughtful too, which, like, they think about their actions and how they affect, like, their friends in the class, and I think it just kind of hits home, I guess, and inspires me to be a better person too.
So do you have any questions for me at the end here?
What age ranges would I be working with, do you know?
Primarily 6 to 9, but sometimes we go a little bit younger than that.
Okay.
After 9, there's after school programs, so that they have time. Their time is devoted to that. So is that an age range you're comfortable with?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's at the age where they are aware of what they're doing and able to guide them in decision making, not just having to, like, discipline them. So
excellent.
And would I have to be driving them around to different activities, or?
Yes. Yeah. Is that something you're comfortable with?
Yeah. Yes. I have a car, so should be
excellent.
convenient.
Yeah. That would be, we don't do that a lot, but that might be with certain family families. That
I know,
might be
especially over the summer, they might have like day camps or whatnot that they have to be.
Are you comfortable with multiple kids? If a family that has 2 children, 3 children?
Yeah, I've babysat up to 4 children at a time before. So.
Excellent. Well, Roisin, that's all the questions I have for you, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.